Good morning and welcome to the podcast.
Wow. We have no third seat.
None.
None.
The third seat got up and walked away.
Yeah.
Um,
I also don't have legs. My taco feet are just floating in the air.
excuse me while I obliterate this Whataburger apple crispy pie. It's fairly good.
While he does that, I'm going to tell a story so when we were getting Taco Bell, or not Taco Bell, we talked about Taco Bell a lot. When we were getting Whataburger, one of the employees at Whataburger called out to Gabe and went, what do you say? Save me or something. He was like, save me. And so Gabe's laughing, and Gabe gets in the car, and I was sitting in the car, and he goes, we're gonna save that Whataburger employee. He's gonna be the third seat on the podcast. And I was like, yes, because that's gonna be a great podcast. This week we have Whataburger employee. How do you make burger?
What? And that
And that was the bit.
Yep. But yeah, on a serious note, he's like, yeah, I'm the only guy at the restaurant at the moment. Everyone else is a woman. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. He's like, it's a bad thing. They're mean to me.
You know, I don't think I've had a female coworker be nice to me, except for my female managers.
It's because
They're
they don't
nice.
want you to leave. Also, your other female manager is actually pretty nice, like just in general.
She was.
She's a nice person.
She was very nice.
She's also pretty, but and that's enough said.
So since we don't have someone to interview or someone to like go off of to like talk,
Kind of want to stick this on the end of the poll.
please don't.
My brain, anytime I have like a thing that has used up its usefulness, my brain immediately is like, all right, dispose of it immediately. And so it's like, all right, I'm just gonna just hang it on something. Either throw it away, or if I can't find a trash can, just hang it on something.
So I have a list of things to talk about.
I can add more to what I was just talking about if you want to hear it.
Talking about what?
Just hanging things where they don't belong.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this happened when I was a kid.
Okay.
I may have been like 3.
Mhm.
And I was at church. Is winter, and they had the whole like Mary Joseph baby Jesus thing going on. And we're going into the church, and I'm wearing a hat. So I'm inside. I'm like, man, it's warm. At the entrance, I take off my hat and I place it on top of Mary's head and walk into the church.
At first, I thought that you were talking about a live nativity.
No.
So I was like, you just put your hat on this lady and walked away. Why did you do that?
I guess my thought process was like, well, I have to put it somewhere. I can't leave it on the floor. So I just put it on her head because, like, yeah, this is a good spot to put it.
You know, you could just like, I don't know, hold it or shove it in a pocket or something.
Absolutely not.
I must place this object somewhere in the building.
Yeah.
Not a normal place like on the chair I'm sitting in.
No.
Or under said chair.
On the nativity scene. On the Holy Mother Mary's head. People pray to that woman.
Yes, they do.
And I just gave her a second head covering. I don't know if that was like a wrong thing to do or not, but it's great.
Someone would have been offended.
Yeah, someone would be.
Did you leave it there, or did you like walk into the auditorium, turn around, and grab it?
No, I left it there.
The whole service.
Well, it didn't stay there. My parents grabbed it because they're like, you can't just leave that there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Christmas was happened since the last episode was recorded.
Yeah, and it is also a new year.
It is 2024. I never got used to 2023.
It just felt like filler to me. 2023 was a filler year for me.
It was like, you know, the like specials that they'll do for shows in between seasons sometimes, like a Christmas special or something. That's what 2023 felt like.
Yep.
The whole year just felt like some special side plot episode.
It really wasn't a bad year.
No.
But by no means did anything really good happen either. But people were expecting the worst because of 2020 and 2022. Wait, 21 and 22. Like, those 3 years. And so, like, going into 2024, I'm just like, all right, what monstrosity is going to happen? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's election season. Crap.
Yeah. And
like, I hate this.
There's a lot of people that have been saying that they really feel like 2024 is going to be a wild year or a weird year.
Absolutely.
Like our pastor has been saying, my pastor has been saying that we'll see strange things. That's like the word that he received from the Lord for 2024. So like, we'll see strange things.
Strange things as in like what's already going on, or like
stranger than we've seen. Not like furries strange, but like strange things as in like, hey, that's end time type stuff. He wasn't saying like Jesus is coming back next year. He's like, we're gonna see more evidence of the end times, is what he was saying. And he was like, it might be another 40 years. I don't know the timeline, but Lord's been saying that we're just gonna be signs.
Well, people, anytime someone like passes gas in the Middle East, someone's like, all right, Armageddon. So
yeah,
like I get it. Right now, the whole like area is a hotbed, and it's not great. It never really was, though. It's always been in like turmoil and chaos and war.
What's really weird is that people are like, "Oh, this is gonna be World War III. This is gonna be World War III," and they act like it's gonna be like World War III is going to be the end of the world. And it's like, I know we've kind of as a society we've hyped it up to that point.
Yeah.
But like, is it really?
Well, here's the thing now.
I don't know.
Warfare has become more and more warfare seems to be farther away from the battlefield and more in people's checkbooks. Because you can cripple an entire nation just with like messing with their finances and whatever.
Well, it's the third seat. Not really. I'm joking.
Okay, good.
Kylie got back home from church. She said hello. Carefully, yeah. You have like Willy Wonka pants. They're like a purple plaid.
Kind of wish I had.
Can you move the light back? Yeah.
I wish I had
Just
Willy Wonka
rotate
pants.
it. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
yeah.
Apparently Wonka is a good movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kylie just said it's a very good movie. I've been told that by a lot of people, so I guess I need to go see it at some point. I think I'm gonna wait until I like watch it at home. It's not really a movie that I want to go out and see, but I do want to go out and see, which I don't think they show anymore, is Gran Turismo.
Oh, Gran Turismo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen that movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, that's why I keep being told is that it's a really good movie. I'm like, okay. And then it's a Gran Turismo, and then also the Hunger Games movie I've heard is pretty good.
The new one?
The new one.
Oh,
so,
okay.
and I think that's still in, so I might go see that. I don't know.
I kind of doubt it's in theaters. It might be.
I don't know. Here's the thing: the movies that come out in December usually stay in for a long time because there's no new movies to replace them.
But that came out like before December.
Oh, it was only like I think it was like early December.
No, because is between Napoleon in that movie.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So it was like mid-November, but still, like no other movies other than Wonka has come out, and
Pretty
no
much.
movies will come out for like another couple months.
I find it weird that I'm not hearing anything from Marvel at all. I don't follow Marvel, but I'm not hearing any news about things.
It's because all the things that they make kind of suck, and also I think there's a little bit of a breather because Loki just ended. Well, not just ended, but ended like a couple months ago. There's nothing going on in Star Wars either.
I heard something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it's Dave Filoni, right?
Yeah.
He is now in charge.
Well, I'm talking about like new releases. Like in universe.
Yeah, nothing that's released.
No, nothing's because the last thing was Ahsoka. And Ahsoka was okay.
I was told that visually it's very good.
Visually it's very good.
Story was lacking.
Though visually I actually think it didn't feel like Star Wars.
Really?
The quality of things looked very good. Like the costumes were very good, the effects were very good. The shots didn't feel like Star Wars in just how they were shot.
Oh, okay.
Because Star Wars has a very, very specific visual like look and just how things are set up in shots. It's almost like there's not a lot of shots that you can just like stop, like freeze frame and use as a wallpaper. That's not a thing in Star Wars a lot.
Oh, because things are moving too quick.
Things are moving really quick. It's it's very subject focused and not like atmosphere focused.
Right.
A lot of the newer, and I really don't know how to like conceptualize this and like put it into words, but I feel like the newer Star Wars products from like episode 9 after, so like everything let's see, there's Mandalorian season 1 and season 2 were really good and I like them a lot and they feel and look like Star Wars. Everything after then episode 9 came out. Everything after that and episode 9 does not feel like Star Wars. It was, I don't know if I'm just getting old. That might be true, but it just like, especially Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, there was a lot of shots that were like, this feels like someone took a amateur filmmaker who made one really good short film, ripped them out and went, okay, make Star Wars. And so they're just doing these shots that look cool, but it doesn't feel like Star Wars.
There's actually maybe a shred of truth to what you just said, though.
Yeah.
Because Disney likes using new people like in their crews or whatever.
Yeah.
Being like, hey, you're in charge of doing this important thing for this like actually important like
franchise.
Every Disney fan is going to see this and you have zero experience, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And they do that to like kind of train them for the next thing that they're going to do. Which is in my mind brilliant, but I'm sure the way they do it is probably not fair. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess things are probably very cruel in that industry.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, it specifically with Obi-Wan, you could tell that a lot of the sets were not very complicated.
True.
There was one specific sequence that I found actually like aggravating, and it's basically the the Sith lady who's not actually the Inquisitor.
Person. Yeah.
Finds Obi-Wan or whatever. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've watched it. And there's like this blast door that they're trying to get through. Mm-hmm. And Obi-Wan's on the other side. And the set for that sequence is like, I don't know if they built it on that like screen stage that they have that they use for Mandalorian a whole lot.
Like green screen?
It's like a green screen, but the green screen is a TV.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and it's
okay,
like
yeah.
got like VR technology.
They
in it
did
and
that
stuff.
with Ahsoka, I believe.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a lot, almost all the Star Wars projects, TV projects, and I think some of the Marvel ones too. They've been using it a lot. It looks really, really good, but this one specific scene, it's like they took like off-brand Star Wars version of Mordor, put it in the background, and then put this like black, like just I don't. It just wasn't made very well, and it felt very much. And they're also getting these really wide shots on this set that was obviously quite small, and so it just felt like a stage that was just like, I don't know. It really just, it felt like a stage with like just actors on it, and it felt kind of cheap. It felt like a almost like a stage play where it's like the set quality is not very high, because that's not what stage plays are about. Is, but it just, that's what it felt like. And the stormtroopers felt like they went to Comic-Con and found cosplayers and just went, okay, come out on this day and record. Because they've done before.
Kind of do that.
They've done before for Mandalorian, but they like instructed them better. And it was probably only like a 2-minute sequence that this whole set happens, but it just felt so cheap and so just like a fan project that it just, I was watching it, I was like, what is this? This is not Star Wars. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. It doesn't look like the quality I expect from Star Wars. It's just, and it, like, I was watching it, and it, like, in real time, like, actually just, like, disturbed me and took me out of the story.
But that's been a common complaint from a lot of, like, critics when it comes to the new Star Wars stuff is it doesn't feel right, or it feels like it's not on a professional level.
Yeah. A lot of their shows don't feel like they're on a professional level. The sequel films, 7, 8, and 9, they felt like Star Wars. They weren't great stories.
I agree.
But they were directed well. I'm not going to say they were written well. I don't think they were written well. But they were directed well, and they were shot well, and they felt like Star Wars. And they were of a quality that I expect from Star Wars visually.
Right.
But the stories kind of sucked, and the lines sucked worse.
The story was, so like, the first one, 9, it seemed like it was pretty good. It's hopeful. And then when 10 came out, right? That's the sequence? No.
7, 8, 9.
Oh, yeah. That's, sorry. Yeah. When 7 came out, we were like, all right, this is hopeful. We think this is going somewhere.
Yeah, it's basically just episode 4 again, but it's okay.
And then, 8 came out afterwards, and I don't know if anyone left the theater feeling satisfied that they paid money for that. It was bad.
It wasn't like bad, but it just didn't answer any of the questions that we had.
Which is fine if you do it well. The problem is that they didn't.
No.
They didn't leave anything on a cliffhanger in a good way.
No, it was just like, oh, you have these questions? We didn't think about that.
Yeah, and
so we gave you no answer.
They even left even more loopholes in the last movie in 9. Like, just
they did
so many weird things.
They answered questions, but also at the same time, they like didn't continue with the like ideas from 8. Like, they basically retconned 8 with some of the lines from 9. It was very odd.
But it also felt like nothing from 9 had anything to do with 7.
Okay. Yeah, no.
That's what makes me mad. Is there's just like nothing.
The only storyline that was relevant throughout the entire all three movies is who the heck is Ray?
Yes, no one knows, and honestly, I don't think anyone cares.
And it was like, okay, so at first they were like, oh, it doesn't matter who your parents were or whatever. In 7, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. The Force has chosen you, whatever. And then episode 8, they're like, it doesn't matter because they're no one. They have no relevance at all. And in episode 9, they're like, you're the grandchild of Palpatine. And it's like, what?
Yeah, I felt like they literally just was like, oh.
It's like, by the time 9 came out, we were all perfectly satisfied with the answer that 8 gave us, where it's like, okay, fine, she's no one.
Her parents were a bunch of nobodies that left her. That was a much better story than Palpatine, who's been cloning himself for a long time,
apparently,
and looks like a crossbreed between Dr. Octopus and a Nazgul. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just frustrated that all happened. Snoke is a great villain. I was okay with Snoke dying, but why did the main bad guy have to be Palpatine again? I felt like that was just so disappointing.
Also,
I was expecting something sinister.
So here's the thing. Episode 7 was done by J.J. Abrams. Amazing director. Did a great job. Was just pretty much a copy of episode 7, but he left a lot of things.
You mean episode 4?
All right, yeah, episode 4. Left a lot of storylines, a lot of questions, a lot of things to be answered by the next 2 movies. Yep. Episode 8 was directed by a different guy. According to the plan of Disney, when they set out to make all 3 movies were going to be made by different directors. The second guy went, you know what? I'm going to make a really dark Star Wars and also completely fail to answer any questions or leave any setup for any more questions. Basically, I'm going to make a standalone Star Wars movie that has nothing to do with the movie before or the movie that will come after, except it has the same characters.
Basically.
In the same, locations.
This is kind of like, man, I was thinking about a game, but I forgot the name of it. Okay, just imagine. Let's say you like playing D&D or role-playing games. Mm-hmm. And you have the person that's in charge of, leading you somewhere. But then it changes every week.
Yeah.
And they're not sharing notes either.
No.
It'd be one thing if they were like, oh, cool, I see what you did there. I'm going to take what you did and go this direction. That's not what happened. They're like, oh, that's nice. Anyways, my turn.
Yeah. So it's bad. Basically, it felt like the only questions that the director of episode 8 asked was like, hey, where'd you leave off? Okay, cool. I'll start there.
Does not reference any important details.
No.
Well, okay, I can't say that for sure because it's been a while since I've seen them.
It's like, yeah, they did try and answer the question of who is Rey or who was Rey's parents. Gave a crappy answer that took way too long and then raided a casino. Great movie. Yeah, Thank you.
Yeah, there's it was very SJW, we're doing this for justice kind of thing. And I'm like, you guys have actual problems at hand. I'm not saying that isn't a problem. I'm just saying you don't have time for that. You have to focus on something else. Yeah, it felt like it was such a distracting, non-important thing to do.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Poe is like, everything's blowing up. I'm shooting everyone.
Gosh.
And then just Finn and Rose are just running around like, we gotta save the horses. Because they're being abused. And then there's the kid with the broom who's using the Force. Yeah, just chuck that kid in a garbage can because he is not important.
He's probably also a grandchild of Palpatine. Like, who isn't a grandchild of Palpatine?
Who knew Palpatine was just
getting around? Dude, that's why he wanted to be the king of the Senate. That's why he was there. I get it now. I see the direction you guys went. That's why he wanted power. Stupid player.
Anyway, so then episode 9 came out, and it was J.J. Abrams again. And basically, I'm pretty sure what J.J. Abrams did was he looked at episode 8 and he went, "Oof. Look what they did. They massacred my boy." And was like, you know what? Okay, so you killed my villain. You killed my villain. You completely just destroyed my cool setup question that I was hoping would have a cool answer. You did not play into any of the unique quirks of any of the characters that I created. And you wasted an entire movie's worth of possible setup.
Yep. Basically.
And you killed my father. Prepare to die. Anyway.
To a fun game. Anyways,
it's not just the game.
Oh, Princess Bride. It's Princess Bride, but
there's a game called Prepare to Die.
Yeah, and it's good.
Really good, and y'all need to go buy it.
It mildly frustrates me. It's a good game, though.
Anyway, so he was like, okay, I need a new villain. I need to re-answer this question that's already been answered like 3 times because the fan base is not happy about the answer that they got. And I also need to give satisfying endings to all these characters that I've written. And also all the time was, and now I have Rose. We'll just forget about her. No one in the community even liked her anyway. And it was just okay, that was Star Wars movie. And it's I feel bad for episode 9 because episode 9 could have been so good if episode 8 wasn't so bad.
I feel like 9, yeah, get rid of 8, redo it, basically split 9 into 2 movies and extend and explain some more stuff. Also, Rey should have died. Ben should have lived. Why the heck did she say she's Skywalker?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. But and we spent a long time talking about Star
Wars.
Even
supposed to talk about this.
But it's fine. It's I liked a lot about episode 9. I think if Snoke didn't die in episode 8.
Yeah.
And I think if there was a lot of the things that happened between Kylo Ren and Rey, a lot of the things that happened in episode 9 actually happened in episode 8. And there was more back and forth, and it wasn't just all of a sudden I'm super mega evil, actually pretty girl, which is how it felt in episode 9.
Which is really funny because Ben Solo has to be related to the Skywalker family because his emotions just went all over the place, just like in episode 3.
Yes.
He's just another Anakin.
He is pretty much. He's just reverse Anakin.
Yeah. It's really funny.
I've never made that connection before. He's just reverse Anakin.
There's a reason why I really, really like Ben as a character and how he was completely just not utilized correctly at all.
No, I also think that Rey should have been a secret child between the Queen of Mandalore and Obi-Wan.
Yes. That would actually be good.
That would be sick, right?
Yeah, that would be really good.
I would be happy with that. A lot of people would be like, Obi-Wan would never betray the Jedi code like that. And it's like, well, I mean,
pretty much all of them were betraying the Jedi code. One of them actually, he didn't betray the Jedi code. The Jedi code apparently just did not apply to him because he was like one of the few males of his species. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's one of them. I can't remember. I need to figure out who it is again, but one of the guys on the Jedi Council.
You know, Yoda and Yaddle.
They had to.
But like
there's no other explanation.
Though, but apparently they didn't. And it's like y'all were willing to let your species die.
Basically.
Your unknown species that like no one knows about, no one knows where they're from. You were willing to let it die for your stupid Jedi code.
Yep.
I don't even follow traffic laws that strictly. Okay. I don't even follow tax laws that strictly. Like,
I don't even think the government follows tax laws that strictly.
Definitely not. Anyway, let's go back to the list. Christmas. That's all I have to say about Christmas, really. I got fat. I ate good food. I made a tank out of fake gingerbread, aka graham crackers.
We ate Tai.
We ate Tai in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and it's the best. Okay, it's not the best.
It's really good.
Pretty freaking good and a good price. And if you live in Bowling Green, Kentucky or nearby, you need to go try it because it is so good. Get the pad thai. It's really spicy. So don't get like a level 5 spice. Okay, get like a 2. Or if you don't like spice, get a 0. But if you're like, oh, I like spicy, don't go above 4 unless you're like, I want to burn.
Basically. We ate that way too fast. Because when we got in the car, I felt so bloated. That's the most bloated in my life I felt.
Which I think speaks to how well you have self-control over like overeating. Because I overeat enough that my stomach is like, okay, yeah, we'll deal with this. It's fine. And you were like, oh,
it's not good.
I had to pull over. Because you thought you were going to throw up.
I really thought I was going to throw up.
Which is fair. I know that feeling of like, I'm so full. It's like sitting at the...
It's like right at my sternum.
Yeah. And it's just like sitting there and feels... You can kind of feel it moving around. And you're like, I'm going to throw this up. Like it's right there. And then... Yeah. There's a lot of gas
just
involved.
A whole lot of burps that were... just going on.
You also drank a coffee with it, which I think did not help.
No, did not help at all.
But yeah, there was one specifically. We're just leaving Bowling Green, so it was like there weren't gonna be a stop for like an hour,
right?
And I was like really concerned because I was like, if Gabe's gonna like throw up, like there's no place to clean up, like it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be really bad.
Gabe, like, stands up as much as he can in his car and just burps.
Yeah.
And then sits back down and goes, oh, thank you, Lord. Leans back in his like all the way reclined chair, points at the radio and goes, I like this song. I lost it.
I thought you were gonna say the other one. There's a moment in which like I'm not doing okay. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and like I'm gassy, and I'm like trying to lean back as much as I can. So it's like I'm trying to like settle my stomach, and I'm like, I look at it I'm like, just toss me out of the car into a ditch and leave me to die.
I forgot about that. He did say that. And I was like, geez, it's not that bad, man.
It hurts so bad.
You know what was pretty terrible for me was New Year's Eve.
Mm.
I went to a New Year's Eve party at a friend's house, and it was a homeschooler party. So there was no like party things. Like there wasn't even music. Music was not played. Oh geez. Oh great heavens. Oh. But so there's a homeschooler party, right? And homeschool parties are weird.
Okay.
So I have a few stories. First was one of the kids of the host, Jacqueline. She we have this very weird friendship where we just like make fun of each other as much as possible. And like not like we'll say mean things to each other, but we'll never say mean things to other people about each other, you know?
Right.
So it's like, but anyway, that's just how our like relationship works. And also like, I don't know, we beat each other up a lot. But anyway, so she kept like going to the fireplace to like warm up. And I just, I walked over to her and I stared her in the eyes and I go, why is your soul so cold that you have to keep heating it up? And she looked at me just like,
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
and then I think she like punched me in the shoulder or something, but
it's about right.
But it was so funny.
She's probably not expecting that at all.
No, not at all, but it was really funny. And then so basically what homeschool parties almost always devolve into is basically just like youth group games. So you're playing this game called Beat the Fruit, where you have a pillow. And there's someone in the middle of a circle, and each person around them has a fruit that they are. And then, so someone will say like banana, and the person in the middle has to go hit the person whose name is banana or whatever. And then if the person who banana is, I feel like I'm saying this wrong. Anyway, the person who is banana says some other fruit that's in the circle, then the person in the middle has to go and hit that other person. It keeps going until you hit someone before they can say another fruit. And so we were playing that for a little while, but eventually we're like, this is hard. Let's just do names. And so we're just doing the person's name, and we played that for about 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
It was really fun. And eventually we're like, okay, we're done. We're not going to play this anymore. And it just devolved into pretty much everyone just wrestling, like simultaneously. Just a whole house of teenagers, homeschool teenagers wrestling. Which is a very weird thing to say. But seeing it is like, it was very innocent, but it was weird. It was just, because it was just like, okay, we have, this person wrestling these two people, and this girl wrestling this dude, and whatever. And it was just like pure chaos. And I was just like, okay, all right then, I guess.
I feel like
y'all
that's
are
the
all
only
pretty
place.
Close friends.
That's the only place that could happen, because anywhere else that's not a homeschool group would just devolve into like
making out.
Just
like
just that. Yeah.
It would not go very well if it wasn't just sweet, innocent homeschoolers. They would never think of doing such a sin.
They have not been corrupted yet.
They're like 18. They haven't been corrupted yet.
There's a reason why I wish I was homeschooled.
Pure soul.
Look, elementary alone ruined me. I learned things in elementary that I found out I should not have known until I was an adult. And I was like, yeah, I learned about this then. And they're like, wait, how old were you? I'm like, I was in this age range. They're like, oh gosh.
Yeah,
And it's like nothing I even knew was really that bad, but it was still like, kids shouldn't really know anything about that yet. It's just.
Yeah, but that's how it's been since the beginning of time.
Yeah, which like. I don't
Kids
know.
figure things out.
I think it's more of a problem with our culture than it is about the time in which people find things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says more about the culture rather than the knowledge itself.
Yeah. Anyway, so the New Year's party. We so that happened for like a good 30 minutes. And then we played this other game where everyone gets in the middle and you grab two different hands. Like everyone sticks their hands in the middle and you grab two hands. And then one person will squeeze one hand. And then if your hand gets squeezed, you squeeze your other hand and it just goes in a chain. And if it makes a full loop with no one being skipped, then you have to try to untangle without letting go. Like you can let go to like reorientate your hand because you don't have 360 degrees of rotation or more. So you can let go to rotate your hand, but you can't let go to like go through or past an object, you know? You have to like climb through or like go over or whatever. And then basically the goal is to untangle into a circle. And it's really fun.
I think I've played this like once.
But it also seems like some homeschool ploy to have people hold each other's hands. You know? Like you know how like some people like homeschool this might be a homeschooler thing, or this might just be like a Christian thing where it's like you have your friends and you go out to eat like lunch or dinner or something and you're like, oh, let's pray. But really you just want to like hold hands with whoever you're sitting next to.
Okay.
It seemed like a similar vibe.
Here's the thing from my experience, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Okay.
That kind of excuse was a lot less subtle at my youth group. And this is before I met my ex.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this time in which we were at a bonfire, and there's just this one girl that I was like kind of into. Like I thought she was cool. Didn't really know anything about her, and we sit next to the fire, and that was her excuse to hold my hand. Was
sitting next to a fire, or there was a prayer thing going on? No, just sitting next to a fire.
Sitting next to a fire.
See, usually it's like my hands are cold.
Yeah,
so it's like warm up my hands. Yeah, no, that's happened. That's happened before. Yeah, no, or this has happened before. Go to Silver Dollar City with a girl, and they be all scared to go on a ride, and you're like, oh, I'll hold your hand. I've done that before. Big mistake. Don't do that. Don't do it. And for anyone who knows me, this happened 2 years ago, so don't even think that I did that last time I was at Silver Dollar City. Anyway. Just had to get that out there because there are some parents out there who think I'm worse than I am.
I wish people thought I was worse than I am. People think I'm like so innocent.
Oh, okay, either they think you're really innocent or they think you smoke pot and like are just the worst.
That is what they think. They're like, oh, he's innocent, or that kid does drugs. It's never in the middle.
Nope, never. It's never just, oh, he's a good Christian man.
It's never that. It's always, oh, he's an innocent little boy, or he smokes pot and he's evil. Why can't I just be Gabe? Why can't I just be a nice guy?
Okay, my problem is people usually are like, oh, that guy is like some, he's big and smelly and gross and ugh. Or, yeah, no, he's gay. It's like, can I not just be a young man?
Man.
Can I not just be like a standard medium weight young man?
Only if you join the Navy.
I guess. It's always just disgusting, smelly, fat slob. Or gay. Those are the only options for me, apparently.
You're not even fat or a slob.
Or smelly, usually.
Yeah.
Like, unless I spend all day in some smelly environment, in which case I'm probably going to take a shower within the next hour.
I'm usually the fat slob. But no, apparently I smoke weed. I don't even know what weed tastes like. I can smell it, though. Someone had to tell me what weed smelled like because I was like, wow, someone hit a skunk. They're like, no, Gabe, that's just a very low-grade weed. I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah, there's different grades. And that's the cheap stuff. I'm like, I'm glad you know that. Also, how do you know that?
And there are entire areas of Springfield, because I DoorDash, there are entire areas in Springfield that just smell like pot every weekend.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. And on New Year's weekend, there was an area that never smelled like pot before that just reeked of pot.
Somebody just somebody just turned of age.
I don't know. It was weird. Anyway, we need to address the elephant in the room. Your beard is gone and your hair.
Yeah. We went this entire podcast so far.
Can you move the mic so people can get a good look at your...
Yeah, this is my face.
This is my face.
I have not seen my face clean shaven like this in 3 years.
Yeah. You look a lot better on camera. Actually, the camera does you pretty good.
The camera likes my face, which is weird because I look in the mirror and I'm like, ugh.
The camera makes my beard look really full.
Like, your beard is pretty full considering your age.
Yeah, but like in real life, it's not this full. Like it also looks black. It's brown, and the edges are red. Anyway, we need to get a new camera. Is what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you donated your hair to Locks of Love.
I did, and I think it was like 12 or 13 inches of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I would have donated my beard, but no, that puppy went in the trash.
Yeah. I loved your mom was carrying around your hair like it was a trophy. Like it was like a raccoon tail or something. Do raccoons have tails? I don't even know.
Yeah, okay. They have tails.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yep. Well, it didn't have rings on it, but
no, but yeah. She was just carrying around your hair like a trophy. It was really funny. But yeah, so there you go. You can claim those good human points now. You donated to Locks of Love.
Yeah, I've done many a good things.
And not smoke pot. Please marriage me.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a decent person. I actually do things not because I want the attention. I do them because I genuinely care for people. And then people are like, you smoke pot or bad. I'm like, what do I have to do to not be a villain?
What do I have to do to not be a villain? So I have one more thing before we get into our bit. And that is I've spent a long time searching far and wide for a product that was inaccessible for whatever reason within the state of Kentucky.
Oh.
A substance so delicious that it made rounds for years, returning as a monolith of memes for at least 4 years now.
Or longer.
Longer, I think. I think it was like 2018. a substance that is so supposedly tasty that it rivals the popularity of Mariah Carey in December. That is the one, the only, LeBron James' favorite soda, Sprite Cranberry.
You're so proud of that, aren't you?
I'm proud of that monologue more, actually. That was good.
That was kind of impressive.
Yeah, I finally found. I didn't. I finally found Sprite Cranberry. I've been looking for like several weeks. Of course, not very hard, except for in Kentucky when I quite literally called a store to see if they had it, and I accidentally contracted Southern accent. Do you remember that? I was on phone with a real Southern guy.
Oh, yeah.
And by the end of the call, I was like, well, all right. Thank you for your help. All right, bye. Like I contracted a Southern accent. It was very weird. Here you go.
Oh, boy.
Sprite Cranberry.
I don't think I've ever had a Sprite Cranberry.
I haven't. That's why I'm so excited about this. Because I've been told it's delicious.
Can you put this out on the...
Yeah.
Thank you. I, for no reason at all, should drink this because I've had enough sugar, but I will.
Yep. Oh. Good stuff.
Uh-oh. This smells really good.
It does. Holy cow.
Moly.
That smells like McDonald's past 11, actually. Oddly enough.
Past 11.
Yeah. Nighttime McDonald's has a very different smell. I don't know if that's just because I get tired.
Okay. I get it. It's definitely not just Sprite.
So it's winter spiced cranberry.
The cranberry is kind of lessened, I think, but the spice is there. I like it. But I feel like it could be a little... Yeah, it needs to be a little more fruity.
Don't do that. It doesn't taste good. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, yeah. No, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too strong. See, I was afraid that the cranberry would come out like really strong, but
almost like a punch or something.
Well, I was expecting it to basically be like cranberry sauce.
I think it could use some cranberry juice.
It could.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to stop drinking this so I'm not burping for the next 40 minutes. At least while we're on the podcast. It's pretty good. It's alright. It's not as good as LeBron James makes it sound. You want a Sprite Cranberry?
See, I don't know if it's...
You want a Sprite Cranberry?
So, Sprite also did a thing this year. It's like an anniversary edition or something. I can't remember, but it's Sprite Lemonade. It's a soda, but it's like lemonade soda. So, I actually like it a lot.
That's something I did a lot when I worked at the pizza restaurant. So I'd mix Sprite with other drinks. So I'd mix Sprite and tea and mix Sprite, tea, and lemonade. My go-to drink when I was having a rough shift.
Oh my.
When I was having a rough shift, my go-to drink was Sprite, lemonade, and blue Powerade.
Windex.
And it's called Windex, and it's very good. It tastes almost like an alcoholic drink, just without the alcohol. It's really good, actually, and it's got the Powerade, so it's got some electrolytes, it keeps you working good. It's got a lot of sugar, so the sugar crashes pretty hard on it, but
I can imagine.
It's not bad. It's not bad. You know what's really given me a lot of energy is this Alani coffee, protein coffee, mocha flavor. Freaking delicious. Very coffee flavor. Dark chocolate, like mocha. you can't taste the protein at all. But man, it is giving me a lot of energy.
Sometimes I consider taking like protein powder shakes just so I can have a regular, consistent poop. You know.
We need to start making drinks that are specifically made to help you have good poops.
Like, we kind of have that.
It's basically this, I think, actually. But this with fiber.
Like,
but not too much fiber that's like a laxative.
Fiber. It would be a laxative at that point, the way some people drink it.
I mean, that's true. And coffee makes you go anyway. But no, I think just the added 10 grams of protein really help the caffeine.
Oh my
stay.
gosh!
It's also gluten free.
I just realized yesterday was ridiculous because I was even more tired than I am today, and a coworker just kept on making more and more pots of coffee, so I just kept on drinking more and more cups of coffee. Geez. And he didn't brew weak coffee either. No, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to like put all the coffee in it." And so they're like basically motor oil.
Oh my goodness.
And it was fantastic. When I got home, I felt like I just like, you know that feeling you get whenever you eat too much over the holidays and you feel bloated for like a week afterwards? Yeah. I was not bloated afterwards. It all left my body then.
You got cleared out.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah.
I'm sorry this has to be so gross. I'm trying to...
He took a big dump.
Taco Bell, eating nasty.
Which is a college humor bit.
I love it.
It's really funny. Go look it up. It's funny. You ever have that feeling where like you've spent too long in a car with you? Typically, it's like summer vacation road trip where it's like you spent too long with AC blowing on you, and your skin's really dry, and you feel like you got hit by a freight train.
Your toenails and fingernails have grown exponentially. Like the minerals.
I just like. Your pores are all dry and like tight. Like you can feel your pimples like squeezing. Your facial muscles are like sore for no reason at all. Like your eyes have been squinted for too long. And then like I don't know how to explain it. You're just real tired, but you haven't, like, your muscles have like petrified. And you feel like you got hit by a bus. Yeah, that's how I remember I spent, I think it was 16 hours in a car from like 4 a.m. to like 8 p.m. And someone checked my mouth on the mouth. Someone checked my math on that. I'm definitely wrong. Anyway, and it was like, I think it was like early winter, so like it was still warm enough to have the AC on and stuff. And I stepped into the hotel and I turned to my dad and I go, I feel like I got hit by a baseball bat. And then I lay on the bed and pass out. Just zonked straight out. I think I was like 15, 16. Jeez. It was rough. It was a rough trip.
Hold on. Was this the same trip that I was with you guys?
No.
Oh, there's the one before.
This was when we picked up Ethan from Colorado. Yeah. So it was just me and my dad. And then we picked up Ethan. So there's like 4 hours where we had Ethan with us. And yeah, no, I felt like I got hit in the face with a baseball bat. It was just like everything's sore. Everything hurts. I'm super tired. My muscles are not working.
I was confused on where you're going with that one.
My muscles. Is that like a shorthand for butt muscles?
I think
Bustles.
so. Your bustles.
That's gross. I hate that. Anyway,
So dumb.
you have a bit for us.
I do.
Wait, hold on. I did not even finish my New Year's Eve story. So everyone's wrestling. New Year's Eve happens. We're drinking a whole bunch of sparkling apple cider.
You started this story like 20 minutes ago.
I know, it's fine. And then basically after that point, a bunch of people left because they needed to go home because it was midnight. But some people stayed there. And one of those people was this guy who, I'm not going to make fun of him too much because he's actually a really cool guy. But he works at Buc-ee's.
Of course.
Which we have a new Buc-ee's here in Springfield, and people are very excited about it. And, he's been working there for a couple months. This man lives and breathes Buc-ee's already.
He's been indoctrinated.
So, like homeschooler Chick-fil-A workers?
Yeah.
Where like their whole identity is I work at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Okay, you take that, but it's just Buc-ee's. This man knew trivia about Buc-ee's.
Dude, that is probably in his training.
Like he just asked questions. And so he was like, did you know that Buc-ee's has more cameras than a casino? And I'm like, sure, maybe one of those like gas station casinos that they have in like Wyoming. Sure. Okay. Not like the MGM Grand, like that. That probably has 2,000 cameras. No way a Buc-ee's has more cameras than.
It probably should have that many cameras.
Apparently, they can see like every inch except for inside of the bathroom, obviously. But there's always a staff member inside the bathroom because every time someone comes out, they clean the stall. They clean the stall every time, apparently. Which, by the way,
wait, you're saying
Buc-ee's is the only public bathroom I'm going to take a dump in.
You're telling me that Buc-ee's employs at least 2 people to clean the stalls after every use.
So it's a gas station the size of about half a Walmart, right?
Right.
And they're open 24 hours.
Right.
They're fully staffed. Like their number of staff members that they're supposed to have for their store is 400. 400 staff
That's
members.
over quadruple of the place I work at.
Yes. A whole company has less than one store.
And the company that I work at is the size of a small Walmart.
Yes.
With maybe more product.
I'm sure full Walmarts have less staff than that. Probably 100, maybe 150 staff members.
Oh my gosh. Wait, is this active or is this just total for each one? It's still a lot, but still.
So that's for that store. They have less than that now, but that's what the number they should be at.
Right.
So that's, I believe, like technically they say it's 2 shifts, a day shift and a night shift, but realistically it's 4 part-time shifts.
Right.
So 100 per shift. It's not bad. Still a lot of staff members.
There's a lot of staff.
How
do they even organize that many people?
If you've ever been inside of a Buc-ee's, you will know that there are approximately 3 bajillion managers. You cannot step.
Like they have it sectioned off.
Yeah. Like, okay. Each, all the cashiers have their own team leader, which is basically a manager. The food area has a manager, the merchandise has a manager, gas pumps have a manager, whatever. Everyone has a manager. You cannot, unless you are staring at a wall of merchandise or something, you will always see a manager somewhere. Like they're everywhere. But anyway, this guy is just giving me all the facts about Buc-ee's and how amazing Buc-ee's is and how different Buc-ee's is from every other company, and why it's amazing is because they sell hospitality. That's what they sell. That's their thing. They sell hospitality. I'm like, okay, cool. There are a lot of companies that do that.
Dude, they just need to slap one of those right on the back end of a Cracker Barrel, and that would be like the hub for all the rednecks in the nation.
Or just put a Cracker Barrel inside of a Buc-ee's, but make the whole Buc-ee's in Cracker Barrel style.
Holy moly!
Like a log cabin Buc-ee's with a Cracker Barrel in it.
I like that.
Buc-ee's and Cracker Barrel, you get on it. We want 1% of the profit from that store.
Just one. It's not a lot.
1% for both of us. That's 0.5%.
That's right.
Yeah.
And hey, guess what? We'll sponsor you, and we'll keep it clean.
How will we sponsor them? We'll advertise for you.
Yeah, we'll advertise it.
We'll shout it out.
We'll sponsor. That's right, Mr. Big Money Bags here.
We're sending money to a company, a nationwide company.
We will sponsor you on the podcast by saying, "Yeah, you exist. Cool, go there."
And also, make sure you put it nearby my house, please.
I don't know if you want that too close to your house.
Well, not like down the road, but like.
I was gonna say, like,
put it on 65 somewhere.
You'd still have trouble getting anywhere.
Dude, imagine just that Buc-ee's just like down by Busick Park. Like this national park, and across the street there's
imagine
that monstrosity.
Imagine the Cracker Barrel waitresses in the Buc-ee's onesies and apron.
For whatever reason, you said Cracker Barrel waitress and my mind immediately went Hooters outfit. For whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't think about Hooters that often.
I feel like that would be the truckers' version of a Cracker Barrel.
I just want to like clear my name here. I am not just some pervert who thinks about Hooters a lot.
I haven't even been to Hooters.
I have once to pick up a DoorDash, and I have Did I tell that story?
No,
I think I told that. I think I told that story on the episode with Ruth on it, but I'll tell it again real fast. I made strong eye contact with the waitress because I was like, I don't know, I'm a good Christian. I will stare into your eyes. I made the waitress embarrassed. I made her feel shame.
Well, I hope it was a good thing for her. I hope that was a good experience.
she quit after that.
Like,
I've seen what I'm worth.
Hopefully she understood that she was worth something before then. Hopefully she realizes that she is probably worth more than that.
Yeah, so by the time she was giving me the food and like saying goodbye, she was like staring at the ground. Like, she couldn't even look at me.
She may have liked you.
Yeah.
She's like, wow, someone did not look at my chest for once.
Well, okay, so everyone always talks about the tops for Hooters. Well, I didn't
It's a
realize
whole outfit.
the shorts are...
They're not just shorts. Those things are...
They're glorified underwear.
Yeah, it's basically glorified underwear.
And it's like, hey, that's a nice hockey game you got
Where's
there.
a safe place to look in this place?
Wow, that's a nice neon restroom sign you got there.
Do you have a menu in Braille? Because I don't want to open my eyes.
Anyway.
That could just go even worse. I want to turn that into a skit, but oh my gosh, it would just be an Adam Sandler skit. And it'd be
Adam
so
Sandler,
bad.
Blind man at Hooters. There you go.
Not even blind man at Hooters. Just innocent boy, like innocent young man who doesn't want to like sin. And so he does that. And then of course, because it's Adam Sandler's movie, he's going to have to somehow make contact. And he's going to be like, I don't know. Well, whatever this item, I want that one. That's what it's going to end up being.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Adam Sandler. Anyway, so this guy is talking about Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Talking me up about how amazing Buc-ee's is.
He doesn't have to convince me. I already know.
It's like... He talks about Buc-ee's for an hour and a half.
Oh, my gosh.
He gives me Buc-ee's trivia for an hour and a half. Okay? So... It is now 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Right. This is when we start just doing dad jokes. We start sharing dad jokes. All of us. And they're horrible. And we just erase our brain cells for a good hour and a half. And then I'm like, okay, so the other people leave, and I'm like, hey, so, I live an hour away. I'm deathly tired. I'm not driving home. And they're like, yeah, we would hope that you don't drive home. Here's a pillow and a blanket. Go ahead and stay the night. So I stayed the night at their house, and I woke up. So I went to bed at like 3:30. Woke up at 6 because that family has 3 little boys and they don't understand the concept of sleep.
Well, they also went to bed earlier.
Yeah, they went to bed at 10, which is a very healthy. I don't know how we were being so loud. Those kids could sleep through like the bombing of London, okay? Like, those kids could sleep through air raid sirens and explosions, okay? We were screaming, yelling, there was slamming, there was, like, so many noises all through the night. And they were fine. I'm amazed at how heavy those kids sleep. It's ridiculous.
Man, if I could sleep like that, I might actually come into work sentient.
But anyway, so they wake up at 6 and start playing soccer in the hallway, which wakes me up. And then I spent the entire New Year's Day, like, dead. And I had pretty much my entire diet that whole night was just sugar, which, if you don't know, the reason why hangovers exist is because alcohol contains a lot of carbs, which turns into sugar.
Yep.
Or I guess sugar into carb. Anyway. And it dehydrates you. So, if you get very dehydrated by just not drinking water and then consume an ungodly amount of sugar, it feels the same as being hungover.
That explains some things, but
obviously there is some alcohol in your system, which will make it worse and make you feel like ill. But it's mostly just the over sugar and not enough water, very dehydrated. And so that's how I spent my entire New Year's Day, was just basically asleep. So yeah, that's my story. Now we have a bit.
All right. So we need to market a product to the U.S. government.
Oh, that's the bit? I thought we were marketing the U.S. government.
No.
I thought we were like doing recruiting.
This is Uncle Seamus's advertisement to the U.S. government. All right. So
wait, what are we advertising?
I'm about to tell you what we advertise.
What? Hold on. Just give me. Okay, let me go into bit mode. Okay.
Okay. This is Uncle Seamus here talking to the U.S. government, trying to get a contract so I can produce this marvelous product to be issued to your soldiers on the front lines. I don't think you understand, U.S. government, that you need this product now. Everyone needs to carry it all the time, and it is the tactical cornbread. You need some tactical pocket cornbread. Instant tactical cornbread. It's delicious and nutritious.
Tactical cornbread may include side effects as dry mouth, chapped lips, cancer, and possible death.
What makes this tactical cornbread extra tactical is you can sneak up behind an unsuspecting person, and if they're dehydrated, you just stuff it down their throat. You stuff it down their throat, and they won't know what to do with all that cornbread, and they'll die. It will choke them out, and they'll be dead from the extra cornbread.
Where did you even get this cornbread?
What do you mean?
You mythical cornbread man. Where did you get your tactical cornbread?
Well, I made this tactical cornbread in my cast iron skillet the other night because I was eating chili. And so I kept it in a plastic bag inside my hoodie pocket the last 3 hours. Which is kind of funny because this is also my tactical hoodie.
But wait, there's more. Tactical cornbread also is nutritious and delicious and goes great in your mystery meat chili.
That it does.
To prove the power of tactical cornbread, I killed an entire legion.
He killed an entire legion with one half his tactical cornbread, mouthwatering cornbread, and with the other half, he fed some poor children. They did not die of it because they had water. They were able to choke it down with the water. The other guys, they just choked on it.
So, U.S. government, we're selling the tactical cornbread for 50 cents a pan, with a minimum order of 43 million tons. So
We need at least 3 oil tankers of cornmeal.
yeah.
That's how much you need of it.
We also expect you to pay for the ingredients.
That's right.
And the product, which will charge you for the ingredients in the product price.
That's what makes it taxable.
Yeah.
It's tactical, taxable, nutritious, and delicious.
So what do you say, Bernie Sanders? Will you supply our troops with the holy, godly people's tactical cornbread?
Buy it now! It'll give you joy and victory on the
Buy
battlefield.
2 pans for the price of 3 and get 1 pan free.
I'm glad we're not making a pot brownie version of this.
Call 811-566-666-666-852-581. Just type it in your phone. It will work. We promise.
Get your tactical cornbread today. Keep it in your pocket. No one knows about it. No one needs to know about it. It's your tactical cornbread.
Conceal it. Hide it. Use it wisely.
You've been practicing in movie theaters for years. We all know that.
Look, those Democrats are trying to take your tactical cornbread away from you. They say it's dangerous. They say no one should have tactical cornbread. But it is your 17th Amendment right to have tactical cornbread.
I
really hope there's not a 17th Amendment.
I'm pretty sure there is.
42nd Amendment is your 42nd Amendment right to have tactical cornbread.
I'm going to look this up with my tactical cornbread fingers. What the 17th Amendment is.
The 17th Amendment is probably women's suffrage.
Probably. Double check. This isn't really part of the bid, but I'm just interested.
What is the 17th Amendment?
Should put simplified.
The direct election of United States senators in each state.
Huh. Maybe that needs to happen more often.
So basically,
wait, hold on. The only constitutional amendment to do so is a substance.
Basically, it
which
establishes the rules of senators.
Okay. My mind immediately.
Let's try again. Shut up.
My mind immediately thought he was talking about slaves or something. But I think that's the 14th.
Yeah, something like that. Tactical cornbread. Buy it today.
It does not have full kernels of corn in it.
Because that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's of the devil. This is Uncle Remus Ruckus of the Kentucky Colonel Brigade.
This is the best darn cornbread in the whole war. Tactical cornbread.
My grandpappy handed in this tactical cornbread to me all the way down the line from the Civil War. It lasted this long.
The truly smart engineers at Sonoran Desert Institute have discovered that tactical cornbread increases your combat effectiveness by 48,000%.
Hitler did not kill himself, but indeed was killed to death by tactical cornbread. You can look it up. It's fact.
It's true.
He's killed to death by it.
Just Google it on our website. Tactical cornbread, America Free, 42ndamendment.com.
Gosh dang it, I'm going to have to get the vacuum out for this.
I just clean these floors.
I literally have had this in my pocket for 3 hours.
You know what's funny? You walked in the door today to record this episode.
Yeah.
And you said, I just came up with the best skit idea.
Yeah.
I just came up with the best skit. You had to bring the cornbread. By the way, I
didn't pre-plan this.
You opened the cornbread so discreetly that I legitimately thought you just had cornbread jammed into the pocket of your hoodie. I mean, at least it was in a bag, but also the idea of a cornbread holster is the funniest thought I've had all day.
Tactical cornbread. We have not.
That was not what I was offering.
That's what I thought was going on. I have the rest of it in my pocket.
I'm not a fan of cornbread.
You're not? I love cornbread.
It's good cornbread, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Just people go crazy for cornbread like it's chocolate cake, and I don't understand it.
It's not that good. No.
I
want to chuck this outside. Can I chuck this outside?
Yeah, you can chuck it outside.
Are we done here?
Eat it, Uncle Seamus.
We're gone!
Oh, no.
No!
You made a horrible mistake.
I missed. I'm gonna help you clean this up at the end.
You're gonna help me? You are cleaning this up.
I didn't do that, but yes, I'll clean it up. Tactical cornbread.
I hope this episode was good enough.
I hope somebody enjoys this.
This is unusable. Bye-bye.
I don't think we're getting contacted by the U.S. government.